everybody, it's Tara, and today we're going to be doing a big summer book haul. I've got a lot of books to show you today, and I've already talked about a lot of them in other videos, so I'm not going to talk too much about them here, or else we'll be here for an hour, and nobody wants that. First, I got a couple of middle grade books, starting off with The Sea of Monsters by Riordan. This is the second book in the Percy Jackson series, and it follows Percy on a quest to retrieve the stolen Golden Fleece and save Camp Half-Blood from being destroyed. I love the first book in the Percy Jackson series, so I thought why not pick up this nice short sequel for the Newt's Readathon. It was a really good read for that because it was so short and easy to read. Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery is a children's classic about an orphan named Anne who wants nothing more than to become a true member of the family who's taken her in and to live at the beautiful Green Gables forever. I actually got interested in Anne of Green Gables after seeing the Anne of Green Gables Babylit book at the library one day. There's a bunch of quotes in that and I thought they were just beautiful, so I wanted to read the actual book. I'd hoped to read this for middle grade March this year, but I just didn't get to it, so hopefully someday soon. Moving on into YA, we have Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. You guys all know what this is about. It's a fantasy set in a West African-inspired world, and it follows the protagonist on a quest to restore magic to those who were born with the right to wield it, before magic can be eradicated from the world forever. This book has been super hyped, but I honestly wasn't that interested in it until I heard an author tuber mention this as a great example of first-person present tense, which I am writing my own novel in. I'm not used to writing in first-person present tense, so I've been struggling with it, and I've been trying to read books set in that tense. And to hear that this was a great example of that is finally what made me want to read it. This cover really is beautiful. I hear everyone say that the cover is beautiful, and I always thought, it looks okay. You can't really appreciate it until you see it in person. There's so much more detail than you can see on a screen. It's really beautiful. Obsidio by Amie Kaufman and J. Kristoff, the grand finale to the mixed media sci-fi epic series, The Illuminae Files. This was also super hyped, but this time I actually was interested in it, and I'm so glad that I picked up the series. It's become one of my favorite series of all time, and Obsidio just came out this year, so it was only out in hardcover, but I'd gotten the paperbacks of Illuminae and Gemina, but then I found a paperback of Obsidio on Book Depository, I think, and I jumped on it. I thought this might be too good to be true, but let's take a chance. So I got it. And can you see the problem? See a little bit of a difference there? Slight inconsistency. Might as well have just got the hardcover anyway. Every Heart a Doorway by Seanan McGuire. This book is about kids and teenagers who have been to alternate worlds, and since coming back to our world they've had trouble readjusting, and they're always trying to find a way back to where they believe is their true home. Also, there's a murder mystery. Like Children of Blood and Bone, I got this as sort of research for my own novel, which also has a character that's gone to another world and has come back to ours, but is trying to get back to the other one and has kind of gone crazy in the meantime because of it. And like Sea of Monsters, I got this for the Newt's Readathon because it is teensy tiny and just a great pick for a readathon. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom. This book is about a teenage boy who journeys to the abandoned children's home that his grandfather grew up in hopes of finding out the truth about all the strange stories that his grandfather used to tell him, which he's starting to suspect weren't just stories after all. Jesse from Jesse the Reader raves about this book in pretty much every video he's ever made, so after hearing him say such amazing things about it for so long, I finally gave in and got the book. Also, it just seemed really dark and really creepy and spooky, and I'm kind of into that thing. Also, it's pretty short, so it was also a pick for the Newt's Readathon. Can you see a pattern here? Defy the Stars by Claudia Gray. This is a sci-fi about a soldier who's fighting to protect her planet and an android whose programming has started to evolve. They start out as enemies but are forced to work together as they embark on a daring journey through the stars. I couldn't figure out how to make the blurb sound any less cheesy. I'd recently read Claudia Gray's 1,000 Pieces of You, which I did enjoy, not enough to jump into another one of her series until I read the synopsis for this book. Again, it's very similar to the book that I am writing in that I have an artificial intelligence who starts to feel emotions. So it was a couple bucks at a farmer's market bookstall. Couldn't hurt to get it. Moving on to adult fiction, let's start off with Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. This is a fictionalized account of Norse mythology from the origin of the gods all the way to their upheaval and Ragnarok. I like Neil Gaiman, I like Norse mythology, I especially like how Neil Gaiman handles mythology in his novels. So here we are. And I'm not gonna lie, my love of MCU's Loki probably is a contributing factor to my interest in this book. Night Film by Marisha Pessl is a mystery thriller horror about an investigative journalist who's probing into the apparent suicide of the daughter of a reclusive cult horror filmmaker, and he's convinced that her death has something to do with the seemingly cursed family dynasty. I haven't been too impressed by the mystery thrillers I've been reading lately, but I've heard so many great reviews about this one, plus it has that horror aspect to it which I love, so I had to pick it up. The Death of Mrs. Westaway by Ruth Ware is another mystery thriller about a woman who mistakenly gets a letter bequeathing her a huge inheritance, and she decides to take on the identity of the person the letter and the inheritance was actually meant for in a get-rich-quick scheme. I actually did not mean to get this book. I got it for a friend's birthday and they sent me two by accident, so I guess I'm gonna read it. Again, mystery thrillers haven't been doing it for me lately, and the reviews on this one haven't been as great, so I don't know when I'll get to it. Eventually. The Bookshop of Yesterdays by Amie Meyerson. This is a contemporary mystery about a woman who inherits her late uncle's bookstore, and she follows the clues that he's left for her to help her discover the dark family secrets that tore them apart years before. I'd heard a few different people talk about this book, and something about it stuck in my head. I kept thinking about it and kept wanting to read it, so I finally picked it up, but unfortunately I was ultimately disappointed by it. Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. This is about a woman who is just about to be executed, but she is given the chance to become a food taster for the kingdom's commander instead, where every day she will risk being killed by anyone trying to poison him. If you follow my friend Kaylee over at the Enchanted Library, which you totally should, you might know that this is her favorite book of all time, so I've wanted to read it for a while just because of that, and when I spotted it at a used bookstore, could not resist. I am looking forward to reading this to find out just why Kaylee loves it so much. An Unwanted Guest by Shari Lapena. This is a murder mystery set in a snowed-in hotel where the guests start turning on each other when dead bodies start to pile up. I had to get this book after Lala over at Books and Lala said it gave her major Clue vibes. That was really all I needed for it to win me over. Lethal White by Robert Galbraith, who, if you didn't know, is actually the queen herself, J.K. Rowling. This is the finale of a crime thriller series that follows private investigator Cormoran Strike as he solves really bizarre mysteries with the help of his assistant Robin, who he'd better hook up with in this book or I will riot. I've been looking forward to this book for a long time. I've been a big fan of the Cormoran Strike series since it started, and I'm sad that it's coming to an end, but I am happy to finally have more Cormoran Strike, and hopefully Cormoran Strike with Robin, please. I'm really upset at this cover though. This is the style of all the covers of the book so far, and this is the style of the last book in the series. Why? Why would you do this? Uncommon Type by Tom Hanks. Yes, that Tom Hanks. This is a short story collection that's about all I really know about it. I've seen this book a bunch of times around BookTube and I didn't really have a whole lot of interest in it, but I found it at the bookstall at the farmer's market, so, you know, for a buck, why not? Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. This is a classic I'm sure everyone has heard about a man who has too much pride and a woman who has too much prejudice, but they ultimately fall in love. This is one of those books that I've never particularly wanted to read, but always thought that I should read, and again, it was at the farmer's market bookstall, so good chance to get it and add it to my collection. Will I ever read it? Dad is Fat by Jim Gaffigan. This is a series of short essays all about the wonderful insanity of raising children. I saw Jim Gaffigan's Netflix specials very soon after my son was born, and I related so much to his hilarious take on parenting, and I laughed so much throughout the whole things, so hopefully I will laugh just as much with the book. And now we come to the last book of today's haul, and for this book, I'm gonna need a little helper. Hi! Say hi, Sebastian.
Hi.
Hi. Can you show everybody your new book?
Yeah.
Can you show your new book?
Yeah.
I'm a Big Brother by Caroline Jane Church. You're gonna be a big brother. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, I am happy to announce that we are expecting our second child early next year. So what does this mean for my channel? Well, it means that you're probably not going to be seeing a whole lot of me after this year, if ever again. If I've learned anything from having one child, it's that they are a total time suck. You have basically no time, and when you do have time, you just want to lie down and sleep. And if one baby was hard, a baby and a toddler, I don't even know how I'm going to survive at this point. I know that I won't have time to read books. I won't have time to make videos. I won't have time to be a part of this awesome community. Also, I'm trying to write a book of my own, and I've been working on it for 4 years now. I'm not giving up on it, so any free time that I do get, Even if it's a couple of minutes here and there, it needs to go to that project. But I do want to finish off this year with my channel. I've been looking so forward to all the end of year wrap up stuff, and I have a lot of plans for NaNoWriMo videos in November, and I want to make a Halloween tag in October, so you'll still be seeing me around for the next couple of months. Eventually, if I do have opportunity and I have a good amount of time on my hands again, I might come back and restart this channel. But come January, I'm sorry, I'm probably going to be bowing out. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Until next time, everybody, happy reading. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I'm legit sweating from trying to take that thumbnail. Whew. Hey guys, Tara here, and today we're going to be doing a big... That did not work. Take two. Do 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 do.
No.
My son is here and he's playing right in the next room, so you're gonna hear some stuff. Then I read the synopsis of this book, and again, it's similar to the book that I'm writing in that I have an artificial intelligence about a woman who inherits her late uncle's bookshop, and she follows the clues that he's left for her.
Can we close the doors?
Yeah, there's an idea. And now we come to the last book in today's haul, and for this one, I'm gonna need a little helper. Is that a good book?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you done? Okay. Thank you for your help. Hey Sebastian, you wanna come back for one more second?
No.
Look at Daddy's camera. Look at Daddy's camera.
Bye.